Oh, it's a mess. It's horrible. Oh dear. It's Friday. It's PAINGOD and MintoVimto. It's community update stream. How's everybody doing? Speechless PAINGOD.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
We can, yes.
Okay.
Oh dear. You know, it wouldn't be live events without a little hiccups to get us started, but it's out of the way now. So we've got a few interesting things to talk to you guys about today. We're really sorry that that downtime just came straight out of nowhere. Really short notice, but some really interesting things in there that you guys need to hear. We are giving away a tank today, and what we're going to do is we're going to kick that off as we get started here. So if you would like to win the up-and-coming MBT 70, which is what we'll be taking a first look at today, all you got to do is type hashtag in the chat MBT70 with your console and what your gamer tag is, and you have a chance of winning that today. And that's going to be out on Tuesday. Okie dokie. So we're going to go through, we're going to talk about some 7.2 stuff. We're going to talk about this downtime, and then at the we're going to be taking a look at the first look at the MBT 70, a couple of other things, and then we'll get into the Q&A segment at the end today. So save your questions for the ends, folks. And where should we start, PAINGOD?
First of all, it wasn't a downtime. It was just a log out, log back in to grab the override. So when we do that, just wait till you finish a match, and we'll say, hey, you've been logged out, log back in. So that makes sure that everybody's on the override and has the same thing. So the servers didn't go down or anything like that. That was intentional.
Excellent.
Okay, so busy week. This past Tuesday, we had our next big release that had lots of quality of life fixes in there, UI improvements, the return of the horizontal tech trees I told you all about, making your tanks look bigger in the garage instead of little tiny, 4 improved maps returned, all kinds of stuff. Not without its hiccups and its mistakes. Of course, stuff happens, especially in a big complicated game that we've been working on for 8 years. So thanks for the feedback and the bug reporting. As always, Wednesday we fixed the Cold War bot list. That was kind of showing tanks we shouldn't have been showing you. So hope you enjoyed that.
Bots.
Yeah, I hope
These
you guys enjoyed that preview if you saw it. A wrong dated file put the GI Joe tanks back on sale in the premium tech tree. Whoops. So we had to call Hasbro and apologize. But some people that didn't get them before got to get them now. So again, good for the players. Are not so good for me and my job, but
and then Fish just said in the comments, have we seen any bots getting fired for this leak? Are they having a slap on the wrist for leaking unreleased content?
The bots for leak, yeah. We put them in the cellar. Try to teach them a lesson. And then probably the biggest thing that was shocking but didn't have any bad effect was the Great Tank Pursuit Challenge and some other longer running ops were missing from the UI, but the tracking wasn't missing at all. And we got the Great Tank Pursuit like total showing up within a couple hours, but had to reprop all those the next day. So Wednesday morning they were all back and none are missing anymore. No progress was lost on them or anything like that. It was just a display, literally a display issue.
Yeah, that was, so I was up nice and early on Wednesday to get stuck.
I know, I was talking to you at 5 in the morning.
It was it was an early start. I was so tired by the end of that day. We had some challenges internally to kind of overcome as well with with bug tracking, but we got there in the end. Happy that it was just a visual thing in the end with the ops. So glad that's all sorted for you guys now. But I'm sorry if we scared you with that one, because I know you guys have been working hard on those ops.
I blacked that out already. So during the release, one of our IT centers goes out, and all of our methods of bug tracking and internal communication and documentation were all gone. All we could do was like talk through Skype all day long.
Old school.
We couldn't look up, you all were reporting things. We couldn't look up to see has it already been found, has it been fixed, or what's the history in it, and yeah, so that added quite a bit to that day, but we got past it.
We did.
And then today, the force logout that just happened, so you could get the latest override patch. We first thing reduced the tank hit physics by 45%, almost 50%. Because with the little rapid firing autocannon dudes, could be pretty annoying with that. So dialed that back quite a bit. Let us know what you think. Heard you guys complain about the film grain. That's one of those weird things where, like, we were testing it right now, and people that work on the game, like, I could never tell when we have it and we don't have it, right? But other people are attuned to it. So the film grain was removed just now in this logout. There's the scroll bar and the premium tech tree was overlapping stuff and just looking ugly and unprofessional, and that was fixed. And we're still going through feedback and working on fixes for more things. I can tell you the best fix, though, the best fix of my day, it won't come out till Tuesday, but the green thumb skill will now work properly.
Oh, brilliant! That's really, really good news. That I know. So yeah, that's two big pieces of news to get kicked off there with. I know that some of our players were having headaches, quite frankly, and eye strain with the filters. So I'm glad that we've been able to address that for you guys. I had headaches for different reasons this week, but I definitely appreciate all of the feedback that we got from you guys on this, and I'm really glad that we're able to quickly address this for you guys. And green thumb. So green thumb on Tuesday will be addressed. So just a few more days.
The fix went in. It's scheduled for Tuesday. It's getting verified and stuff. There's some chance things backfire, but pretty high likelihood it's going out on Tuesday.
Great news. All right.
Let's see what's stuff that's still ongoing this week, or wrapping up this weekend, early next week. Premium tanks for free XP through October 4th. You have the chance to earn the Oktoberfest medal through the 3rd. All emblems and inscriptions and camo are 50% off through the 4th. Starting today, there's a new challenge, fresh coat of paint, for a couple of World War II skins, the VK3601 and the Tiger 2 skin. I showed you that week. And yes. Then the Waffentrager also has a Waffentrager E100 has a skin available for sale in a bundle or something. And then today we kicked off our Refer Tanker program. This is part of the Tanker Rewards program. It's an addition to it. So it's a way for you to get more points, to get more rewards out of the Tanker Rewards program, and some little extra stuff if you're playing in platoons with your recruit or recruitee, mentor, mentee. The terminology around this program was way confusing. But that's been in development for quite a while. So grab your friends and people that you normally platoon with, and refer each other and earn more rewards.
Great stuff. Just to go back real quick, because I think a few people missed some of the big news today. The color filters have been adjusted about 30 minutes ago. The
film grain.
The film grain.
The film grain filter has been removed.
It's been removed, so you guys should have a very familiar experience if you log on and play this weekend. Okay. Sorry to divert away. Just saw in the chat that a few people had missed that.
Yeah. So the color, the temperature changing, what we call color grading, that remains. We think the eye strain stuff was being caused by the noise filter. On top of that, of course, we'll watch the data, we'll measure, we'll get your feedback. But we identified with some people that are sensitive that it was the film grain filter, so we removed it.
Excellent stuff.
Stuff going on next Tuesday, right?
Next Tuesday, yeah.
I lost my place in my notes. Oh, the other things I want to talk about is we're data mining all the recent changes and your all feedback. looking at things the way to be able to objectively measure things. One of the examples is, it's been a minor complaint for a while, the Cold War maps in World War II, right? And we have, in some channels we have, no, we love them, keep them. In other channels we have, no, we hate them, take them out. Came up again, this week. And so we're actually doing a pretty deep dive on how those battles are different in World War II at the different tiers than in Cold War. I have some stats for you really quick. So it's only the tier 9s and 10s in World War II that play on the Cold War maps. 8% of all the battles in World War II take place on Cold War maps, so less than 10%. The average win rate on Cold War maps is 51 for Team 1, 49 for Team 2, so pretty well balanced. The average kill per battle for all World War II maps is 11 kills per battle. Average kills per battle for World War II in Cold War maps is 11 per battle. Now here's the interesting one, where average match length for battles in World War II maps is about 7 minutes. And average match length for World War II matches in Cold War maps, if that's not all confusing, is about 2 minutes longer, just about 9 minutes. Okay. So we're looking at that, and we're gonna heat map that. I think the complaint comes around bigger, heavier, top tier tanks, in those maps, especially if you get down to a small number trying to find each other. I've experienced that myself. Stay tuned. We're doing a deep dive on it. We're gonna look at all the data early next week, and I'll let you know what we're doing there. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm just looking in the chat. Definitely, it kind of depends, where you spend your time on how important this issue is. The forums, it seemed pretty split on, but Discord definitely major against. CIS, our players over in Europe, team in Belarus has been really kind of like, we got to get rid of these. Very different, depending on what channel you're in, and from my point of view, I have good visibility over everything. So it is one of those things that has been growing steadily, and I think it's kind of at a point now. So I think the number one question that the players would be interested in after this review, how soon do you think that we'd be able to have just World War II maps in World War II?
That's a difficult question to answer, because I can have it happen next day or even same day in some cases. But there's got to be consensus amongst management as well as just PAINGOD, whatever PAINGOD thinks, right? So as soon as the decision made, it's a day turnaround to get it done.
Okay, so I'll keep an eye on it for players. Definitely let me know your feedback. When I get finished with this stream, I'll be straight into writing my reports for the week. So if you guys want to, keep those debates up in the forums, on Discord, let me see where you guys are standing with it. And if anybody's still awake over in CIS, let me see that feedback, and I'll make sure it's reflected. Okay.
Okay, so this coming Tuesday, other than green thumb being fixed, which I'm going to just keep saying over and over again because I'm happy that's finally fixed. I should have painted my thumb green for today's stream.
That would have been
just
really good.
An Easter egg, like I would have just went like that, and then.
I think Goliath Games would have been happy with that, because he's always asking for the thumb of death. It could have been the green thumb of death for the stream.
Yeah, I'm not on my laptop today. So Tuesday, there's a new Cold War premium, the MBT 70 Western Alliance Era 3 heavy tank. Very, very cool tank. I think we have shots for you there. It also has 3 environment-themed skins.
Yeah. So we're looking at
so we got pictures of those.
The naked version first, as you guys say. And we've got Desert coming up next, which I think is my favorite one. And then we got Urban. I really like the Desert one. And then the final one is Summer. Yeah, the urban ones giving. I don't know why it just gives me like the Universal Soldier vibe, like that 1980s kind of futuristic view of how warfare would be fought. So hopefully you guys like it. Mand1 WLKP. It is Era 3 Western Alliance. Just so you guys know. Okay. For those of you that are interested in winning the tank, I don't have any skins with the giveaway. Unless you want to give away a skin with it as well. I'm not sure if we can do that.
I mean, if you're giving away the tank, give them all free skins too. Come on.
All right.
I can improve that. I can make those low-level decisions.
See if I can get you the skins as well. So extra special giveaway today. To join the giveaway, just make sure you put hashtag MBT70. Excuse me. What console you play, which is very important because I need to know and what your gamer tag is, so I can give you the tank, and it will be credited to you on Tuesday. Okay.
You know, it's funny. We were talking right before the stream about like kind of players and us as developers have created our own language around the game, right? And Naked Tanks is one of those. There's been a couple times we've brought on somebody new, and I'll be like, blah, 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 well, that's a Naked Tank. And they wouldn't ask what it was, and just going like, what are Naked Tanks? Which is funny because we all know what that means, but new people that come on don't. And then you're just casually saying Naked Tank, and they're like, what is wrong with these people?
This is why I'm here, because you guys have your own dev speak language, and players have their own language as well. And so I'm here to translate for you guys.
You're the universal translator?
I'm your interpreter.
Yeah, you can add that to your resume now.
There we go.
Tuesday 2 starts the Sputnik Emblem Earn Challenge, the October Earn Challenge for the T-54E2. The next round of tanks reforged, or the last round that we just did.
Yeah.
The Swedish tanks, sorry. The Sturvline, the siege tanks. They went. Let's see the results so far. They went from under 2,000 battles a day per tank to over 6,000 battles per day. Win rate went up 2% across the board. And then the Abrams line that we rebalanced starting Tuesday as well. Its win rate so far has only gone up 1%, so we're going to keep watching that. It might need a little bit more of a boost there.
Yeah, it could be. It's an interesting one that really. It's just seen it go up by 1%. It doesn't seem a lot. They do get walloped to those Abrams, unfortunately, at the moment. So maybe people haven't unlocked them yet as well, because if they heard, hey, the Eastern Alliance tanks are the ones to go in Era 3, maybe they didn't unlock it yet. So I guess, yeah, let's see what that.
Yeah, that's why we always have to wait for at least 2 weeks of data to be relatively sure to have a large enough sample of battles. So, and then I got some factoids for you. The T95 Earn Op, which ended Tuesday. Just about 32,000 players completed the challenge and won the tank, so congrats. And the Yazi Earn App that also ended on Tuesday, about 27,000 players completed that challenge and earned the tank, so congratulations to you for picking those up.
Brilliant.
I should have looked up to see if there was commonality between English language, damn it. Between the people that got the tank, like how many people got it both versus it being different people. And then the week after, just a small tease.
Small tease.
There's going to be so this is the 12th, right? A brand new World War II tech tree line. There's something really special about it. But on top of that, these tanks do not exist on PC. But they are not fantasy tanks. So stay tuned for next week. Then I'll really pull the lid off the can and show you the tanks and everything. But they're beasts. I can tell you, oh my God, they're beasts.
It might be too beastly.
On the receiving end, yes, I would say they're too beastly. The armadillo. I talked a little bit last week about we're looking to balance it. We should be super testing this weekend or next. New changes. The goal was to make it a little bit harder to hit targets at range and reduce the rate of damage you could put out. Now we didn't do it by a lot. I don't want to give numbers because I want the super testers to test it and let them know how it feels. It's still a speedy little annoying pain in the butt tank, if you ask me, because I was playing it earlier today.
It is.
But that's our first pass. We'll see what super test thinks of it, and I'll let you know next week in this call. There's someone online.
Good stuff.
Say one more time, the green thumb fix is coming out Tuesday. I have it like 3 different places in my notes. I saw a lot of awesome comments, not only from the stream last week, but once the Halloween art was in the game. Lots of people speculating on the tank. No, it doesn't shoot pumpkins. Yes, it is a monster tank. It will transform for the Halloween mode event that we're bringing back again this year. Always one of our most, if not our most popular event. So look to me blowing that secret soon. But it's a monster of a tank.
Someone's behind you. Watch out. She's gonna get you.
I know. It looks like someone was going after my neck. This is Carmilla. She will be one of the Halloween 3D commanders available.
What's she got on her back? Is it like a crossbow or like a rifle or something?
No, that's like that big musket-looking thing she's holding in the.
She's got a musket
in the key art. But yeah, you saw her in the key art. But that's her. That's actual in-game commander model.
That's funny.
And then someone was asking last week about armor viewer. You know, the higher tier tanks being all one color. I did go back and search for it. There is a ticket for it. It is got a fixed version targeted for it. Doesn't guarantee that at the moment, but yes, it's being tracked. It's assigned to somebody, and it will be in the queue. Anything else here?
Yeah, looks like we got everything on the list covered today.
Oh, and then, what is that? The T-Bear 55 messaged over. The Zeppelin on red shirt getting attacked and burning and crashing is crazy awesome. GG. That was what I was alluding to, the Easter egg in the red shirt map in the call last week. The first time I saw that, my jaw dropped, and it wasn't even textured. It had effects yet. I was just like, oh my god, what the hell is that? Yeah,
I think it wasn't completely rendered when I got to see it on the last time we did it, Insider Information, and I saw it and I was like, oh, that's huge. Oh, it's moving. Oh no! What a disaster for humanity. All right, just a quick recap for the third time, because I guess we got people joining late. Pull down, their colors have been addressed. If you play the game now, those filters have been removed.
The film grain filter, not the colors.
The film grain filter.
Don't get us in trouble by messing this up for a second time.
All right. So we've got some time for some questions. Let's see what Modern Carlisle's got for us here. And
I got one really quick.
Okay.
Looks like Garfield. Any reason why Highway and Poker were removed from Cold War, but Mountain Pass left in? The reason for that was balance. True Vision in Cold War allowed players in those two maps to shoot at each other from the certain spawn points, which is extremely cheap, especially if you didn't get moving right away, because there is a reload time. But if you didn't move right away, you were able to get shot at your spawn, which is no fun for anybody. So we pulled those out for now. We'll look to see if there's changes we can make to those maps so we can return it. But Mountain Pass does not have that problem.
All righty. Just reading through your questions here, guys. We've got a question from Teletubby Teb on those filters. Actually, do we know kind of what the decision making process was with getting them added into the game? Do you have any extra context on kind of like what we're kind of going for with those filters?
Yeah, so in talking about the product with with, I'm trying not to think of all the technical terms, with the product group, right? About where you take the product, how we're different from World Tanks PC or Blitz or whatever the case may be, and other titles that really came up is that World Tanks Modern Armor you play on your big TV, you play at it from your couch, right? It's more of the reason for our camera changes and control and handling changes, all like to make it more enjoyable as an entertainment product in your living room. And it came up as we should take that further and looking at all the great movies that have tanks in it, that I don't want to mention any because of like key ownership and property and stuff like that, but what they have in common, and try to bring a more cinematic feel, that what you watch on TV you can play on TV, right? Okay. And so film grain is one of those Hollywood effects that's actually used to give kind of more of a grittiness instead of feel, right? Yeah. We had it in stronger than what we released with on Tuesday, and did some testing and got feedback like, oh no, that hurts my eyes. And then we tuned it down, and then we got feedback mostly like, oh yeah, that's better. But obviously some people are still sensitive to it, and we didn't have an on-off switch in the UI, but we did on the back end. So we switched it off for now until we can address it, address it in a better way in the future. Betterly.
Okay. Thank you for the extra context on that. So yeah, we're going to keep an eye on that, and I, in particular, will keep an eye on that feedback from you guys. Okay. Got a question from Zarin234 here. Do you know why perhaps the MBT 70 is going to be in Era 3? I believe you've got me at a disadvantage here, Zorin. It's saying that the design was made in the 1970s, I guess, when the concept of the main battle tank was being designed. Are you able to offer any context on, how you choose eras for tanks?
Let me see if I can get back to you, because I couldn't answer off the top of my head, but I have a line to the people that can.
Excellent. While we're finding out about that, I can actually answer a question for me as well. So, do we have an ETA on the A up inscriptions? I actually don't have an update on it. I need to chase that down, actually. I've been pretty busy this week with the 7.2 update, getting your feedback together. The inscriptions have been made, but the problem is just getting them to be able to be credited to you guys. So that's where we are with that right now. I do have a list of everybody that has won them so far. So when I do get a chance to chase that up, and we do get that fixed, those of you that have won them previously on insider information will get them. I promise that. Something else kind of associated with that. Those of you if you cast your minds back a few years before I was even here, and we had some tier 10 coins being made for you guys, and we weren't able to dispatch them to you because of what happened with the pandemic and with us working from home. And so just an update for those of you who might be interested. We're getting really close to being able to send those out now soon. We have a team that's looking into it, and we'll be hopefully posting them off to you guys, mailing them off to you guys real soon. So that's just for the ones that were eligible. There can be no new ones sent for new people, and this is just something that we did as a limited time thing a number of years ago, and I'm just here just to wrap that up for you guys. So I will post on the forums when I have an update to that. Okay.
I got one.
Okay.
Someone asked, since green thumb is fixed, is muffled shot fixed yet? So I think it was in the build notes, but probably not a good enough description. So we went back and forth and diving into the code and doing all this testing and measuring. And it turned out it was working, and it was working the way it was described in the code, but the description in the game that players would see was misleading. So we changed the description to describe what it really does, which, to be honest, doesn't make any more sense to me personally than the way it was before. But we did verify it works, and we changed the description to describe exactly how it works. But I mean, I was on that ticket and going back and forth, and I had to help work with the wording, and I'm like, I still don't even understand how this is. Just to be honest.
Well, you know, if it makes more sense to the players, and it helps players understand what exactly this commander perk does, then definitely good decision on adjusting it to make it easier to understand.
You know what we should do, if you or Lady Obscura can make a note, is for me to follow up to make sure that there is the right description, you know, in any game guide on the portal, and maybe even a longer one with like a diagram or something that explains it, so that, you know, people like me can actually understand it.
Okay. All righty. I've got some more questions here. Thank you, Modern Callout, for collating these for me. On big stream days like this, it really helps to just have a list which is there waiting for me. So I really appreciate that.
You're so lazy, Mentos.
Efficiency. All right. So let's touch on marks of excellence. Little context. It is something which I've not seen go away since we adjusted how the marks of excellence works. It's something that I'm still seeing that isn't exactly a popular change from our longer term players. Do we have any updates on you know, what we're seeing with the marks of excellence? Are we seeing less people looking to pursue them as it's more difficult? Or do we have any information on that? Or is that something we should perhaps follow up with next week?
I'll get some stats for you next week, but I do know off the top of my head, it's marks of excellence is the math thing, and it's confusing, right? And, you know, and, you know, when we said, hey, well, this has been wrong all this time and we fixed it, you know, people are all, you know, it came from us getting complaints that, you know, it was too easy to get the third mark excellent. Too many people were getting them. We're like, well, that's not the case. And then we found out the map weighting whole thing, and that math was wrong. And so we went, okay, well, this is obviously wrong math, and we're lying to the players. We're telling them it's this percentile, it's not. So we made it actually that percentile. And maybe this has got lost along the way, but you know, when we did it, it's for most tanks, you know, easily tier 5 or above, it's just one more shot, right? You know, it was like a 1 to 2% change. It's just one more shot. And that's all the difference in the world it was, right? I suppose if it was really unhappy, we could back it out and then change what the percentages are, and then you would never ever get 100%. The fourth mark excellent would now be 98%. It's a hard thing to change for the people that earned it. And when I earned it, and I earned it the real way, don't want you to change it back and be like, okay, well, then you made my earning of it less valuable, right? But the perception that it made it so much harder, from everything I've been told and shown, it's one more shot on a tank, about 100 points, give or take, depending on tier difference.
Yeah. So I'll keep passing on the feedback on that. I think, you know, just looking at the chat, I don't know if the players entirely agree on that. But
hey, there is always a possibility that math got done wrong somewhere, right? We're not infallible. I'll be the first one, you know, to tell you that. So yeah, Lady Obscura, please just file me a ticket for us to do the comparison of before and after. We can look at, based on, you know, daily active users, the number of marks of excellence at which level are being earned, and we can see if there's any significant difference there. We can probably even data mine what the actual points were. The hard thing is Mark's Excellence is a floating value. It is not fixed. It's based on everybody else playing that tank during that same period of time. So if people are doing really well on that tank, yes, it makes it harder. It makes that value higher than maybe it was the week before. The inverse can be true as well. If those players migrate onto another tank because we did a rebalance or whatever, right? You might find over 2 weeks, the rolling average suddenly makes it easier. I'm waiting for someone to come up and just tell me I'm absolutely wrong. My Skype. Oh, there he is. Okay, he didn't say I was wrong. Okay, good.
Okay.
So it's a hard thing to put a finger on, because if a lot of really good players are playing the tank, yes, it's harder for everybody to get it.
Okie dokie.
But we'll get the data. We'll get the data, I promise you, and I'll present it to you next week. And if we're wrong, we're wrong. We'll fix it.
Okay. Thank you for going into some extra context on that, and yeah, we'll look into it, guys. Okay. Let's have a look at some other questions.
I got a couple up here.
Sure.
Wheeled French tanks coming. Yeah, they're in progress. We have a weekly meeting on them, tracking the progress. I think I've said before, it's either going to be the end of this year or beginning of next year. So we're still looking that time frame. I would say in a week or two, I'll be more confident. Maybe give you a better ballpark than that. But yeah, I think I told you, a designer, made a test map so we can try it, and we're finding, the bugs on. It's funny, initially, or I don't even know, still right now, when the tanks went uphill, they went uphill like this, physics-wise. Like the model looked like this, but physics-wise, and
yeah.
So we're just working out all those little wacky things, but yeah, it's actively being worked on. It's coming to a console near you.
It's coming to get us.
I almost said this word.
Here's a cheeky question from Group Drug Drill. Do we have an ETA on the next set of maps, which is like a shadow question of when's the next big update?
I will say it's looking, because we don't want to be working at Christmas. So our traditional last Tuesday of the month release, I think we'll break that. So look for early December.
Okie dokie, which will soon be here. Oh my word, two and a bit months until Christmas time. Wow. So this year has flown. It really has.
Yeah. Where's another one I got? Sorry, I didn't say. The French tank question was from Beard X Beer.
Oh, Beard Vet.
Okay. Beard Vet.
Vet.
It's a V. Okay.
I think it's Beard Vet. Very nice member of the community.
From Kitsum or Kitsume Siago. I'm so bad at pronunciation.
Massacring names.
Any news about the multi-turret? That's another one that it's well, there's two things there. I think I can explain this. There's multi-gun on a turret, and then there's multi-turrets on a tank. There's both things exist, and both are being worked on. We project multi-guns on a same turret will be first, and that's actively being worked on as well. That I'm hoping we have that for you before the end of the year, but it's still early enough that I can't exactly promise it.
Yeah, I remember back a few weeks when we first started talking about this, and you was talking about the complexity of what you have in a controller. It's a lot more limiting with the terms of inputs you have, the amount of buttons and triggers you've got. It's I imagine it's been a challenge to get that to work. We do have keyboard and mouse support, but the majority of players are on controllers.
Yeah, and controls are part of the challenge, and also, some of you that have been around long enough, we diverged years ago from the server code that PC uses. So it's not like we just go, oh, we can copy and paste it, right? We have to write the code all ourselves. Our dev team is significantly smaller than their dev team, so it just takes time.
Okie dokie. Lobe de Gear, we spoke a little bit before about wheeled vehicles, so if you want to watch back, I'll wait for my notes to come out. Degeneratio, I hope you're doing good, my friend. What are our Black Friday plans, and should we expect any new content around Black Friday? And I know exactly what you're driving at, mister.
Lots of sales. Maybe some very, very dark tanks.
I think that's what he was driving at.
Maybe some very, very dark tanks. I think I just had a bug that went, these tanks aren't dark enough. I'm like, you're right, they're not dark enough. Make them darker. If that's enough of a hint for you.
Great stuff. Eli2493 asks, are we getting some Halloween ops this year?
Oh yeah. That's Lady Obscura and her team invent all those. Where I want to say I'm that close, but we had a bug that we're hoping to verify the fix to bring the Monster Hunter earn op back, where you get to choose your own monster tank if you complete the challenges. So that's not a promise. We're trying as hard as we can. I saw all the code go in. I'm waiting to see verification. But yeah, they always create really interesting things around Halloween time for you.
Fingers crossed on that one. Hope we get that. Okie dokie. Degeneration. You cheeky. I know you. All right. What have we got here?
I got another one. What is this? Undav 1X. Can we have some additional functionality perks for clans like on PC? Since 6.0 clans are falling apart, they're little pairs. Some perks would be good to get them back. We're working on some pretty grandiose plans. I see the work for the leaderboards on the portal ongoing. I'm on the ticket and I'm following that. We have some plans beyond that. I'm wondering if maybe we can do some kind of ops or challenge or something in game in the meantime to award clan players. So Lady Obscura, who I know is listening to me and will also have to be the one to do the work, please create a ticket for that. Stop talking to me.
Run, Lady Obscura. Okie dokie. Really good question here from Yukon's Bud. This is something actually I'm going to be putting in a ticket for, actually. I think it was something that early on, just after 6.0, it kind of floated around a little bit, but it's kind of coming back again now that we're looking at the tech tree UI and the garage UI. Do you think it would be possible and maybe a benefit to players of adding like a zoom in, zoom out feature in the garage and the tech trees? Do you think that's something that's worth writing a ticket up for?
Yeah, especially in the screenshot mode. We don't have any buttons left in the regular garage, but on the right stick click where the HUD goes away, we could probably add that there.
Cool. I shall knock a ticket out, and no promises, but we could start having those conversations.
Yeah, I'm sure someone in UI just cursed my name for saying that.
Yeah, because we don't know what the capabilities are, but we can certainly knock on the door at least. Okay. Do we have any extra details on the MBT 70 that we've maybe not covered yet? Kind of a question from Psych 420 Bud. So we've said it's got 3 skins. It's out Tuesday. It's era free, Western Alliance, heavy. And super testers are probably the best ones to talk about it. I don't think they'll be able to talk about it till Tuesday though.
I don't know. Are they just asking stats? Because I'm sure someone can link me the stats page. If it was coming out Tuesday, they must be final by now.
We've got a insider information stream on Monday.
Oh, I don't want to blow your stream on Monday. Okay, you guys are going to have to wait till Monday to get all the deets.
What we're planning to do on Monday is exactly that. We'll play it on the beta together. So I will see you guys on Monday for that. And we will also give away another one of those MBT 70s as well.
Gotta leave some table scraps for Minto's insider information. Hey, Minto's, I kind of got word that nothing should be blocking that AOP stuff. So
okay.
will you follow up with Lady Obscura after this?
Yeah.
They're in the build. They should be able to be invoiced. If they can't be invoiced, then that's a bug that we're not aware of at the moment. So,
you don't. I shall do. Lady Obscura is just coming to these streams trying to help us and ends up getting more work. It's terrible.
Yes. Oh, and she also answered the, are we getting any Hollywood ops this year? In all caps to me. Tons
of ops. Okie dokie. Okay. We've got 2 last questions here because we're coming up on an hour. One from Ryan Isaac Lum. Do we have any more information on British tanks and Cold War? Probably not right now, I assume.
Not any more than those are also the same time. End of this year or very beginning of next year. Yeah. That's all. Like I've actually been playing them in the daily playtest. I've been trying them out, so they're imminent. For sure. They're farther along than wheeled vehicles, so there's a good chance you might see those before the wheeled vehicles.
And I think my last question, really kind of a big topic, always comes up though. Community's always interested in it. Do we have any progress on the future of artillery 2.0?
Lots of discussions. I have a whole thread in my inbox right now that I need to get back to create tickets and next steps. So,
okay, we won't keep you much longer then.
Actively discussing it.
Okay, so that's all from me for questions. I don't know if you have any final ones there you want to answer.
On the MBT 70 being a detente or Era 3.
Yeah, it's. I'm sure it's Era 3, isn't it? Yeah. The context why so Era 3?
It was originally conceived in the early 70s, and but then was canceled, which and it led to the Leopard. But our Era 3 is roughly the 70s to the 90s, where Era 2 is 60s to 80s, and Era 1 is
like 50s.
Yeah, 50s to 70s.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Well, thank you for the extra context on that.
And then I wanted to, our Marks of Excellence person pulled up for me the very first 2 people to earn the 4th Mark of Excellence on Tuesday, which was within the first 2 hours.
One of them's in the stream right now. One of those winners. Yeah, one of the winners is in the stream. Did you
announce this already?
No.
Okay, on the European server, it was Cryptix CL on Xbox on the Motherland tank, and on the North American server, it was Garfield on looks like PlayStation in the post-war M46 patent.
Congratulations!
Very first 2 awarded.
Yeah, he's in the chat now, I think. So I'll keep an eye out for you, Garfield. There he is. Well done, you're the first one.
Congrats.
So yeah, if you want to clip that, there's some history for you. Well done, dude.
We should make him a little Photoshop plaque and email it to him.
Aw, that'd be cute.
I suck at Photoshop though, because you don't want me making it.
Yeah, me either. But yeah, congratulations! A massive achievement to do that. I'm still yet to 4 mark anything, 3 mark anything, 1 mark 1 or 2 things. Yeah, just not good enough on a consistent basis. We need to improve.
Well, here's a key: if you start playing the moment the MBT 70 is released, you got a pretty good chance, because not enough people played it. Just at the bar too high. We have a default value. But
yeah.
I got a few more that just trickled in. I'm just going to stop saying people's names. I'm sorry. I'm just going to butcher it. Merc contracts. Yes, I told you they're actively being worked on. I probably owed you. I think I said I was going to send some screenshots of the designs over to you guys. But yeah, we have a weekly stand up on it, and we're aiming for that.
Okay.
Hopefully in the next big release. Any news about customizing 3D crews, name, language, and portrait We had the kickoff meeting on that earlier this week. It's going into UI design. So what is the method? What are the screens going to look like? The dialog boxes and all that stuff. So yes, making progress, but it's still a ways out. And then someone asked for bans this week, which I started for the first time last week. Bad language were 4, unsporting behavior 11, harassment 8, and idler or botting 4.
When with regards to that final one, idle and botting, is that, what do we mean by botting exactly? What is that?
Idle is people excessively just staying at spawn or moving a little bit. They're trying to complete ops or whatever, so they're trying to meet the min requirements and just get into battle over and over again. And then botting is, I don't want to give away the way that it's done, but I mean, I'll tell you a very simple one, like taping down a button, the next battle button on your controller.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You know, there's more advanced ways. You can't. It's nothing like, you know, on PC where clients can get hacked and stuff like that. I don't mean PC World Tanks. It's all server authoritative. But you know, people cheating to, you know,
yeah,
make the grind, make challenges or whatever like that, which negatively affects the team and everybody else's experience. That's what.
Yeah. Excellent. So yeah, I'm glad we could get some extra context on exactly what that means. So good stuff. All right, that's everything I've got. Should we draw our winner for this week?
Yes.
All right, get those rings ready. What should be Garfield now or something?
I'm going to say it better not be Garfield.
Oh my God, it is!
Okay, so now that doesn't look rigged yet. I answered a question.
Oh my God!
I called his name out because he got the very first North American 4th Marks of Excellence, and he wins the new tank for next week. And I added 3 skins at the beginning of this call.
I can't
that doesn't
believe
look rigged
it.
to everybody, I would be shocked.
I can't believe it. I don't know what to say. It's we use a bot that randomly picks a winner. There was, let me see how many entrants there were. There's 274 entrants. I can't believe it. What are the chances of that? That's a lucky dude.
Just because of that, because if anybody dares to say it's rigged, and we don't want anything coming down on our friend Garfield's head, because he's such a great community member and player, obviously, please give away one more with the 3 skins on me.
All right, I could pull.
And if his name comes up again, just don't say it and pick the next one.
I'm going to pull a second winner here, you lucky little sausages. Okay. All right. We have a different winner. Congratulations to Wafzi. Congratulations. I'm not familiar with the name, so a new winner there alongside Garfield. So enjoy. Half rigged today, just only 50% rigged. So,
and Mintos, just to show everything's fair and above board, we should give Cryptic CL the tank and skins as well. He was the very first on the EU server to get the Marks of Excellence. And I emailed you those gamer tags already.
Got him.
So, and he's,
I like it.
Yeah, he's on Xbox. So just, we look fair all around, because that looked impossibly rigged, even to me.
I did, yeah. So Cryptic, I don't know if you're here or not, but I will. I've got your gamer tag, and I will. I'll make sure that all 3 of you get the MBT 70 and all of those 3 skins as well.
Now you just blew your budget for the next 2 weeks.
Oof, I know. There was a period where I didn't do very, if any, giveaways. So I was being a bit of a Scrooge. So I'll be generous with this one. Wafsi, I do have your gamer tag, yes. It looks like I've got it here.
And I just want to say, I don't want to take all the credit. It was Lady Obscura that said, give out another one, and I agreed to that. And then it was the actual server engineer that works on matchmaking and the Marks of Excellence who said we should give it to the other Marks of Excellence first one. So those weren't my ideas. I just have the authority to say yes on those things. So thanks, guys, for those suggestions.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
And now I just got one more. No, that's enough.
One more, please.
3 times the weekly giveaway. That's enough.
That's a lot, actually, yeah. But, you know, they've been good little sausages, our community.
I think the reason it disturbs me why you say little sausages is because I think of little stubby toes.
Oh, no. It's awful. I gotta go. My hair's falling apart. I need a haircut. The hairspray's wearing off. All right. There's the finger Goliath. You get it from me today.
Yeah, I'm not on the laptop today. And it's like, that's so close it clips out.
All right, guys.
I'm going to leave you all with Carmilla.
Have
a great
weekend.
we're
gonna go. We're gonna go and raid someone. I don't know who, but we're gonna raid someone. So watch out. Bye, everyone.
Take care. Have a great weekend, everyone.